Welcome to the IIBA Tampa Bay, Florida chapter. This is our study group for February 6th, 2025. Big round of applause. This is our 150th class that we've had. We've worked hard on this. Today we have the pleasure of having Nidhya here. And Nidhya is going to be talking about what is a SafeTrain. She has grand experience, and I'm looking forward to diving deeper into SAFE. My name is Thea Soren. I am the president of this chapter. I'm also the vice president of professional development. All that really means is I'm here to help you. If you need something from us, if you have a question, if you're curious, please feel free to reach out to me through LinkedIn. I'm here to help you. We do like to celebrate our wins. We have a number of people that have reached out to tell us that this chapter was beneficial and instrumental in them being able to pass their certification with the IIBA. We like to celebrate that. That is the way we get paid. So if you are interested in letting us know, and if we were beneficial for you, please reach out so we can add you to our list. This is our board of directors. Our board works hard to bring this to you on a weekly basis. It's unusual for a chapter to have weekly.
Thea,
Yes,
sorry,
yes.
you're not sharing your screen.
Well, thank you so much. I stopped sharing earlier, and here I just am prattling on. Thank you, Cliff. Okay, this is our board of directors. And I guess I need to go back just a tiny bit. This is my email address, my LinkedIn. If anybody needs to contact me, you are welcome to contact me. This is our list of people that have gotten their certifications and give us some credit for some measure of that. This is our board of directors. These folks work hard to bring this to you on a weekly basis. And we have our website up. We're working on an editorial committee. We're working on a quarterly newsletter. We are doing a lot of things to be able to bring you more value. Our mission here is to equip business analysts with knowledge, tools, and support needed to excel in their roles through targeted training, mentorship, and fostering a professional community. We empower business analysts to drive impactful decisions, collaborate closely with stakeholders, enhance organizational efficiency, and elevate the practice of business analysis because we are the Tampa Bay IIBA. Our membership extends far beyond Tampa Bay, however. We have members literally all over the world, and we welcome you. We don't really care where you live. Our job is to help you if you're a business analyst or interested in becoming a business analyst or one of the adjacent professions. You're welcome to join our chapter. If you don't have a chapter, especially a local chapter that's active, you're welcome to join the Tampa Bay chapter. We are your chapter. We give you a variety of ways to reach us. We have our Thursday evening study groups from 7 to 8 p.m. Eastern. We also have our meeting recordings on YouTube. You can guess with over 140 recordings on YouTube, it's hard to find what you're looking for, but Bob to the rescue. Bob created Bob's Incredible Index, and we named it that, not him. It is at rpchurchill.com. If you go there and you go to Tampa Bay, he's given you a wonderful index by topic, by speaker, by date. And so you can literally click in and just drop into any of those recordings and catch up with us. There's a wealth of information there for you. And we don't care if you're a member of our chapter or not, but we would appreciate it if you join. The IIBA chapter website is an effort of our board members. Specifically, Esther is leading that. That is at tampabay.iiba.org. All of our events, as well as the events of other associations that we are linked with, we put on our event calendar there. So I encourage you to check it out. Bob and Esther are our study group advisors, and they have agreed to try to attend every single one of these meetings if possible. With very few exceptions, they're successful, so we do deeply appreciate that. If you live in Florida and you want to meet in person, we are starting some branches. We have one person interested in Tampa. We have one person interested in Orlando. And I had someone reach out to me from Jacksonville the other day. So we're going to start some branches so that y'all can meet in person. You can either watch this event together or you can have your own get-togethers. So let us know what you want, but reach out to me on LinkedIn. Talking about the elephant in the room, I know 30 business analysts that are looking for jobs. Many of them are quite qualified, well experienced, and ready to work. I know people that have jobs that we're trying to link together. So if you are one of those or know of jobs, contact me. I'm being the BA matchmaker. In fact, I created this. It is a site on LinkedIn. It's a group called Jobs USA. Every single post that I find that has BA jobs or something similar, something a BA could do in the United States, I drop it into this. Right now we have over 400. I've been doing this for a month. We've got 200 and almost 60 members. These are for things that you wouldn't see. I've got 15,000 contacts on LinkedIn, so I see their posts. I drop it in here for you. You're welcome to participate in this. You're welcome to drop the jobs that you see into it as well. We also associate with other groups, the Tampa Bay Women in Agile, Tampa Bay Product Group, and other IIBA organizations, chapters around the world. We are having some mutual meetings with them. I'll tell you about that in just a moment. We have the emerging professionals. We want you to stand out from the crowd because when you graduate college, you're going to have the same degree that everybody else in your class has. We want you to graduate college with a professional organization membership and a professional certification. It's going to make you stand out head and shoulders above the rest. We also want to partner with some of the universities and colleges, not only in Florida, but to be able to provide them the information they need to be able to teach business analysis to their students. Reach out to Kennedy Davis at the Director of Emerging Professionals if you want more information. Our last our last school that we have partnered with is the University of Tampa. We're excited about that. Possibly another university on the horizon. Watermark Learning has given us a 40% discount on all of their products. I highly recommend their CBAP study book, and we regularly use their online test bank of questions. So 40% off is pretty good. Adaptive US has also given us 20% off of all of their live classes and on-demand courses, excluding their IIBA exam vouchers. The one thing that is awesome about Adaptive is they have so much confidence in the success of their students that they're willing to tell you that if you take their class and you take the test, and if you do not pass, they will pay for you to take it a second time. And if you don't pass the second time, they will pay you for it one more time for you to take it a third time. So it alleviates that concern of, oh no, what if I don't pass? You can just take the test. It's a pretty sweet deal. Coming up on May 5th through 7th is a local conference in Orlando. It's a very well attended conference. And right now they are offering an early bird discount code for 10% off of their group rates. And our own Robert Churchill and Seamus will be attending to talk about our chapter to the participants. Now, last week, Renat gave one of the very best meetings we've ever had about cybersecurity. If you did not see it, and if you're interested in getting good requirements for the whole project, I encourage you to go back and look at that recording. And today I gave a presentation, a 2-hour workshop on the RACI technique through the Bluegrass chapter. I think they have that recorded if you're interested. Today we have Nidhya going to talk about what is the SafeTrain, and she's going to talk about quite a number of things, understanding the Agile release train, the roles and responsibilities, the value streams and flow, essential art ceremonies, art execution excellence, and real-world application and success stories. I'm really looking forward to this because if you've heard of SAFE but not really known what it was or heard opinions about SAFE, you don't know if those people have real experience. Nidhya has real experience. The early bird, I'm sorry, did someone say something? The early bird discount on this has passed, but if you're interested in participating, the Leverage Design Thinking to Drive Value to Your Customers workshop is going to be on February 12th. On February 19th, Empowering Business Analysis with AI. If you don't understand how AI can be used in your job, you need to find out. You need to learn this. I really encourage you to do that. Yes, Lori.
You're running through really fast. I didn't catch the safe one. I don't know if you could swing back to that for 1 second.
Yes, this is what we're
Super.
going to be talking about today.
Thank you.
You're quite welcome. Okay, leverage design thinking. If you don't know what design thinking is, you need to learn that as well. And then AI, conversation with innovators. This is for members of the IIBA. On February 13th, which is coming up next week, we're going to have a joint meeting with the Tampa Bay Women in Agile and Tampa Bay Product Group. We're going to have lightning talks. We've talked about lightning talks before, but we're actually going to practice it, and we want your participation. Now, in the lightning talks, we're going to have a couple that have been scheduled. The first one is networking while searching for a job. The second one is how behavioral biases impact product delivery. And then I'm going to give the third one as of this year, this month, how to position yourself for your next job. And I'd like to get some other people in to give your lightning talk. It doesn't necessarily have to be about Agile. Ideally, it would be about Agile, but if it benefits this organization, this community, and this audience, we're happy to have you give a lightning talk. They're 5 to 15 minutes. We'll have a brief time box period of questions and conversation after each one, but we need to be sure that we are bringing value to our audience. And then on February 20th, the Tampa Bay Tech Group is going to have a contest. I don't know, it's a contest. You get to catch golf balls, but the first place is a $2,000 award in Tampa. February 20th, Howard is going to be talking about the essence of story mapping. Guys, this is highly valuable. I truly encourage you to participate in this. Not only is Howard wonderfully, deeply knowledgeable about story mapping, but he's also going to talk about prioritizing, how to drive the value, how to validate the learning. And I've participated in several of his things. In fact, if you have any BA books, you probably have one of his bestseller books on your bookshelf. So I encourage you to participate in that. February 22nd, we are going to have a Tampa Bay cleanup. We're going to call it Park and Parlay. We have a park in Tampa Bay that we've adopted. We haven't taken good care of it lately because of, things like floods. We need to go back. And so we're going to do that on February 22nd. You're welcome to just show up. We will have a sign up on our website. And what we typically do is spend a couple of hours cleaning it up. It's the size of about 4 football fields. And then we will have an opportunity to go to have a brunch. You pay for yourself, but you get to meet the other people that are there. And then Bob said after brunch, he's going to go for a walk. So if you want to go for a walk with Bob, you can hang on and go with Bob. So that's what we're going to do on February 22nd. February 27th, Jody Huss and I are going to talk about dysfunctional mapping. And it's taking a problem through multiple steps to get it from a problem statement through to sprint planning. And then the month of March, we're going to go through a SDLC, conducting a real project. We're actually going to do real software development on a very small scale. But I want you to understand the different meetings that we're going to have and the objectives that we're going to try to get you through so that you can understand basics of SDLC. And now I'm going to turn the meeting over to our speaker and let her take over and talk about SAFe.
Thanks, Thea. I have shared the PPT to you since I have some issues in my network. Could you please open that for me?
Sure. Did you do it on LinkedIn?
Yeah, I did it on LinkedIn. Yep.
Very nice.
While you are bringing that up, a quick introduction about myself. Hello, everyone. I'm NidhyaPalaniappan, a certified Scrum Master, Agile Coach, and a Safe Release Train Engineer. I started my career as a software engineer and then moved into the Agile space. I have been working in Agile in different roles for almost 10 years now. I'm currently working as a release train engineer in one of the leading banks based out of Canada, and I'm connecting from Kitchener, Ontario, Canada. It's great to meet you all and share my experiences on safe release train. So today we are going to see about what is a release train, and then how we can use it in different organizations and what are the different key terms within the scaled agile release train. Firstly, agile versus scaled agile. What is agile? Maybe let's this is a quick question to everybody. What is the one word that comes to your mind when you think of agile? Probably you can type it in the chat, or I just wanted to know. What are your thoughts about?
Adaptable.
Adaptable, right? Change. Yep. Releasing often. Great. Iterative. True. So all of these are great benefits of moving into agile development of software. Agile is all about learning from experiences, I would say, and then course correcting actions. So in general terms, it's in earlier during the waterfall methodology, we were getting all the requirements at a stretch and then building them in one phase, reviewing, testing in another phase, phased approach. It was a phased approach and it took longer time. There was minimal collaboration with the customers or end users. But currently, well, after moving into agile, we do all of these in smaller chunks and in iterative manner. And also throughout all of these cycles, we continuously collaborate with the end users, or in other words, the stakeholder groups, and we get the continuous feedback from them and adapt ourselves continuously. So all of you know about agile, so I'm not going to explain on the example that I provided here. Scaled agile, coming on to the scaled agile. So while agile is for the smaller teams, if say for example, we have a smaller software development application, then agile works. For 3 to 9, different type of agile frameworks are there, Scrum, Kanban. These are some of the ways which we can implement agile. When coming to a larger organization like a bank or bigger healthcare organization, we need to scale up our agile ways of working. There are hundreds of people working in those large enterprises, and a small Scrum or Kanban wouldn't be sufficient to implement all the agile principles in everyday's work and delivering the values to the end users. So that's where we come into the scaled agile. It's nothing but an extension of agile that is designed for larger organizations, I would say, where multiple teams work together. Say, for example, in a bigger e-commerce platform, one of the teams might be working on creating the website, while the other team working on the digitalization, and the third team working on the payment system. All of these three teams has to work in synchronization with each other, coordinated way. That's where this scaled agile framework comes. There are multiple other frameworks for scaling the agile ways of working. Something like a large scale Scrum, disciplined agile Scrum of Scrums, or these are the other ways in which we can implement agile for the larger organizations. But SAFe is one of the frameworks for scaling agile, which is widely used in multiple organizations. In my current example, like currently I'm working with a bank, I said, here the platform which I work is mainly related to the finance and risk reporting. So for finance as well as risk, we have different types of reports and also migration work. There are more than like n number of teams working integrated with each other, like coordinated with each other, following the scaled agile. Without this kind of coordination or governance framework, managing the interdependencies across these teams would not be that much easier. All of us work together in a synchronous manner following this scaled agile. Any questions so far, like the difference between agile and scaled agile? All right, let's look at the safe agile release train. We call it as ART. So scaled agile framework, just some general info about the scaled agile framework. It's set of patterns for implementing agile practices at a larger organization or enterprise level. The three basic building blocks are agile development. As I said, we work in smaller iterations. Either it could be either Scrum or Kanban, like push and pull methodology. And then the second one is systems thinking, looking at a bigger picture rather than at the team level or smaller deliverables. Instead of that, multiple teams look at the common objective and work towards that common objective. And then lean product development, that is another basic block wherein we try to eliminate most of the waste. Like when multiple teams, there is a handshake, there is always a bit of delay across the teams. So we see and optimize those delays and how well we can perform on the deliveries. That's what we look at. So these are the three key building blocks for scaled agile framework. And ultimate outcome that we are looking at is the maximized customer value and improved timings in that we deliver our values. There are multiple versions of SAFe. The first version was released in 2011. The current version is 6.0. SAFe always promotes collaboration alignment across multiple larger teams. Okay, so that is about the SAFe framework. Then coming on to the what is an agile release train. I think it's not showing up. So an agile release train is a group of multiple agile teams considered as a single unit that work collaboratively in seek to deliver a common goal. All our teams are aligned towards a common business or technology objective. So it's nothing but a team of teams. For example, in my current case, we have finance teams, a risk team, and then also the system integration teams, Oracle support team, multiple other shared services teams. We all work together and then on a same cadence. So we follow uh, 3 months, like one of our PA, each program increment falls into 3 months. And under these program increment, we have what do you call iterations. Some of the teams follow the Scrum. So we have we follow 2 weeks Scrum for some teams, and some teams follow 4 weeks Scrums. There are external teams which do not follow the exact Scrum or Kanban. They are some hybrid teams also. We still coordinate with them following these dependency methodologies. We have a constant cadence, as I said, and then we follow the program increment. So for some reason that the picture is not showing up there. I'll share the final deck to Tia later so that she can circulate it to the group. Now moving on to the key roles in art. Okay, nothing is showing up. I'm not sure.
It's not showing anything except the title.
Oh yeah. Okay. Maybe let me, sorry about it. Let me try sending it again.
Okay, send it again.
Yeah. So just a second. Sorry about it.
This is when we have our station identification. Those of you who didn't get to join us early, thank you so much. We really appreciate you joining our meeting. We do record these, so if you didn't get to join at the very beginning, we have the beginning recorded and it will be on YouTube probably tomorrow, the next day. We've got awesome people that take care of taking your attendance, putting this on YouTube, creating an index. I mean, the people that work on this are phenomenal and consistent and dependable, and it's wonderful to work with. Let me check my LinkedIn to see if I've got it yet.
Yeah. You should get it now.
Okay, I've got a new one,
Can you check?
and it's much larger. So this is
Okay.
I have hope. And yes, this one has verbiage here. So let me
Okay.
present,
Yes.
share.
Thank you. Mhm.
And I'll scroll through to get to back to where we were at.
Yeah. What is an agile release train? Maybe you can slide number 7.
There we are. Okay, can you see my
Yeah.
screen?
Yes, I can see. Yeah.
Okay, now we're at
Thank
art.
Mhm. Okay, so our teams maintain a consistent cadence, as I said, but certain teams may be outside of agile totally. It still works for those teams also. We coordinate with them. We let them we ask them to join our PA planning sessions, and we share our requirements to them. They work in their own. We provide the timelines, like by when we need the requirement, finished increments from them. We provide those timelines. Accordingly, those teams work and share their increments to us. So any question on like how this agile release train and the cadence works?
So just to be clear, the reason that you're sharing between the teams is because you need their skills or their development in your project. Is that correct?
Yes. Mhm. Correct. There would be some dependencies on them, their products or their product teams. So which we would need for us. Yeah. For those reasons, we share them. Moving on to the key roles in art. Can you move to the next? So release train engineer. This is where the RT role comes, wherein we facilitate the different art processes, agile release train processes, cross team communications, and primarily help removing the impediments. So at the team level, we have scrum masters who help each of the teams uh, to work towards their primary sprint goals. And then if there is any impediment that comes on their way, then the scrum master helps. At the team of teams, or if you consider in the traditional way, while a scrum master is like a project manager, the RT is like a program manager. Both are just for comparison, I'm saying both are not equivalent, but yeah, just to give an idea. The RTE would help the agile release train if they come across any impediments. If they are unable to move towards their PA commitments, then RTE helps in removing those impediments, connecting to the respective product groups or product managers, clarifying the requirements. Those things are done by the RTE. In addition to that, RTE facilitates different processes, meaning there are art sync, like multiple teams come together and then discuss on the progress of the agile release train, whatever the PA commitments were done on the start of the PA planning. So those tracking and then facilitation of conversations are done by the RTs. Then comes the product owner or the product management team who actually define the vision and prioritizes the backlog. So as I said, in art, different teams work towards a common backlog. Still, those common backlog would be a larger set. Each of the separate teams in a train have their own set of PA objectives, and their product owners help in refining those PA objectives and then prioritizing them. So that's where the product owner and product management role comes in. Basically, it's backlog refinement and then ensuring the vision is aligned and clear to all the team members, and the customers are in alignment as well. Then at the technical area, the system architect role comes in. They help in structuring the architectural vision, or the art runway we call it, all the ensuring that all the technical landscape and the technical tools, the kind of things are available for the development teams. Then the business owners They are primarily there to help on the business objectives and strategical themes, uh, ensuring that the values are delivered, business values are delivered on time. They clarify any questions on the themes. They align with the product management team also. Scrum Masters, as I said, at the team level, Scrum Masters help with execution of everyday activities towards the sprint goal. So this is how the cadence works. At the start of the PA planning, we come up with the larger PA objectives for the entire train. And then the sprints or the cadences or iterations, whatever you call it, starts. If it is a Scrum team, then the sprint starts. If it is a Kanban or non-agile team, they work on their own schedule, but still they have their own objectives and they work towards that. The Scrum Masters help, Scrum Masters or Kanban Flow Masters, they help in driving those smaller commitments at the team level. So these are the key roles in an art. Any questions? Other than that, each of the team consists of their like cross-functional team members, developers, QAs, BAs, all of them would be part of the actual Scrum team or Kanban team, which is part of the Agile release train.
We're familiar with some of these roles. There's some of the roles that are new to us, but
Okay.
I'm sure there's a lot of learning going on right now. Does anyone have any questions? Okay, let's
Okay.
move forward.
Moving on to the next thing is there are certain key art ceremonies. So there are multiple other ceremonies. Since this is scaled agile is a framework, we can customize or tailor it based on our organizational needs. But SAFe recommends these key art ceremonies. One is the PA planning. It's the large group planning or big room planning, we call it. We do it once, generally in most of the organization, it's done once every quarter. It's a multi-day event. Sometimes it runs for 2 days, sometimes it runs for 3 days. And there we come up with define the PA objective. By PA objective, what I mean is, what is that entire train deciding to deliver at the end of the third month? That is the PA objective. So they come up with the larger features and then epics. These are different terminologies. So epics is that spans from 1 month to 3 months, and then we divide it into smaller user stories, which each of the Scrum team works, and then they align on these priorities. That is first thing. PA planning. Every program increment every quarter starts with a PA planning. And once the after the PA planning, each of the teams run into their own set of some smaller ceremonies, daily stand-up or daily huddles, and then PA sprint planning, sprint reviews, retrospectives. Once their sprint goals are achieved, at the end of the PA, they come together and show the system demo, what their particular team has developed, what is that completed, what commitments are completed by them, and then they provide the demo. Then comes the inspect and adapt workshop, which is nothing but similar to a retrospective. The teams come together and discuss like what went well in this last program increment, what could have been done better. This is synonymous to the sprint retrospective. This is at the more larger level. Product groups come together and then discuss on the improvement areas, action items to do better in the next PA. In between these 3 months, we have multiple other smaller synchronies or sync up ceremonies, which we call it as arc sync, coach sync, or PO sync, Scrum Master sync. These, depending on the organization requirements, each organization would have their set of sync up ceremonies, wherein in a PO sync, all the product owners come together and see like how are their backlogs being refined, what dependencies that they have from the other POs. Those discussions happen in the PO sync. In RT sync, RTE facilitates this. Here we see like how is each of the teams doing with their PA commitments. Are there any blockers? Are there any cross PGA, cross product group dependencies or cross team dependencies that needs support from senior management? So basically tracking the progress of the PA commitments happens through this synchronous activities. So these are the key essential ceremonies, art ceremonies. As I said,
these are-
like daily stand-up, iteration review, backlog refinement, iteration retro, these all happen at the team level. Sorry, any question?
So these are
Is there a
agile
question?
ceremonies, kind of like we do stand up and retro in something that's a little bit less than safe, correct?
Right. So I see a couple of questions on the chat. One is, so is the RT is like a program manager with multiple product owners, product managers leading their work streams? Is that right? Yes, somewhat like that. I would say program manager with working with multiple product streams. Yes, product working along with the system architect or it's a kind of a trio. At the team level, it's Scrum Master, product owner, and the technology lead. Similarly, at the program level or the portfolio level, it's solution train engineer. So program level, it is RTE, product manager, and then the system architect. What is a PI? It is nothing but a program increment. Usually 8 to 12 weeks, right? When does integration testing takes place between the team? Okay, that's a good question. So say for example, so there are in my product group, we have 9 teams, 9 pods, we call them as pod. At the start of the PA, we come up with our sprint goals. Each of the pod come up with that sprint goals, what they are going to deliver at the end of second sprint or third sprint kind of thing. Accordingly, say team A is going to deliver something at the sprint end of sprint 2. Team B will be ready to integrate that at the end of start of sprint 3 to ensure everything is working. So it's basically a coordination between team A and B when this would be delivered and when they are going to test. So this is a continuous process. Does that answer your question? Okay.
Rochelle, does that answer your question?
Okay, yes, I see that. Thanks. And then any experience or lessons learned for virtual PI planning post-COVID? Okay, I'll save this for the last. Let's move on to the next slide, please. Yeah, art cadence. This quickly wanted to touch on it. PI planning 8 to 12 weeks, iteration 2 to 4 weeks. The smaller teams might follow any of the agile frameworks. It is up to the team. They can even be out of agile also. Still, they work coordinated with the larger agile train. And then system demo once in the last iteration of every PI, inspect and adapt end of every PI. Art sync and code syncs once or twice every iteration. There could be some additional sync up also depending on the need of the product or the enterprise. Key benefits of art, alignment across teams. So as I said, like when we have larger number of teams, more than like 250 to 200 team members just in case. So how are we going to align them all? Definitely with Scrum, we will not be able to. So we need a larger framework, larger part of like, okay, on day 1, we are going to do this, day 3, this is what. We need some set of guidelines. That's where the art framework, art defined by scaled agile comes into picture. We have certain guidelines which we can customize based on the necessity of our enterprise. And then predictable delivery. Definitely, stakeholders can be sure at the end of the 3rd month, we will be seeing some program increment, some product increment. There is a certainty there. We commit to 5 objectives. For example, we might commit to 5 objectives, and throughout the PI, we track, are we on track for all of these 5 objectives? Maybe we might be able to accomplish all of those 5 objectives. Sometimes some teams might be able to get some additional nice to have or stretch objectives also. Sometimes out of 5, 2 might be delivered, 3 might not be delivered. But for sure, the end users or the stakeholders can be clear. Okay, we will be getting at the max 5 or minimum 1 to 5, we would get something. Faster value delivery enables incremental continuous delivery. So there are a lot of automation, scope for automation, and then CI/CD within the scaled agile framework. We can implement them. So this obviously help in the faster delivery to the market. And then improved risk management and enhanced stakeholder management. So how do I say this improves risk management is we have constant touch points with different teams during the 3 months. We do our demos, sprint reviews to other teams and show them during, and also we have constant sync ups. There, all of the risk gets surfaced. So we proactively start talking about the risk and identifying the mitigation steps. And also, we continuously engage with the stakeholders through the demo aspect on different ceremonies, right? So we get their feedback, and there is opportunity for continuous feedback loops, which improves the stakeholder engagement also. And also we have the inspect and adapt sessions wherein different product group members, for PG leads, business owners, everybody come together as a single team of teams, and discuss on the improvement areas. So this is like this coordinated effort is all the key benefits of an art. Okay. And then moving on to the next one is the best practices, or how we can ensure that art is having high performance teams, or how we are enabling that value delivery at the end of every program increment. It's through managing the dependencies. That is the key part. So at a team level, Scrum Masters manage the dependency with the cross pods or cross teams. At the art level, there are multiple different art running at the same time, different trains running parallel. You can imagine that way. So within and outside the art, RTEs ensure that the dependencies are tracked on time. We use tools like Confluence or sometimes Jira maps to track those dependencies. During our RTE sync or ART sync, Agile Release Train sync, we talk about the dependencies. Okay, I requested this for the end of sprint 2, but it doesn't seem to, there is a risk by team A to deliver that by the end of sprint 2. My third commitment is at risk. We talk about them. And so what else can I bring into the PA? It's okay to add the scope if the product management is okay. So we talk through those through the art. So managing dependencies, continuously talking them and ensuring that the dependencies are tracked on time. That is the main thing in ensuring that art helps in the excellence. And then addressing risk, proactive risk management. We have the ROAM board. So the ROAM board resolved, owned, accepted, and mitigated. This you can create it using your Confluence or some other central repository. At the PA planning, we created. It's kind of a living document. Through middle of the PA also, we might identify some new risk. So we again go back to the board and then talk, okay, which team is going to want it, which team is going to accept it, or what are the mitigation strategies. And constantly, similar to Scrum team metrics, we track the velocity for the Agile release trains also. How much the art has committed for and how much are we able to deliver sprint on sprint basis and then every PA. With these velocity, cycle time, this helps in the predictability. These are some of the metrics we still have. Like we also track few other metrics like what lead time, which is synonymous to the cycle time. So that is one another metric that we follow. And then throughput for some of the Kanban, where the Agile release trains has multiple Kanban teams. Then we track the throughputs. So by constantly tracking, we ensure that the executions are as we expected. Moving on to the next one. This is, there are many larger organizations like Oracle, CVS Health, Southwest Airlines are using these scaled agile framework. One real-time example is Mercedes-Benz. They went from 1 or 2 product rollouts in a year to about 40 products per year. So that's how they were able to scale up their delivery. Happier and more engaged employees. So how does this happen? During the PA planning, entire team comes into picture. They all come and align with the product managers, understand what is the common goal and shared vision. So they are more engaged than working in silos. So that is the 10 to 50% of more engaged and happier employees. Faster time to market. We talked about that, like continuously we are collaborating with the end users, and that helps in the faster time to market. Increase in productivity. Yes, we do commit at the start of the PA and then we continuously deliver it. Improvements in quality. This built-in quality is one of the key feature of ARC, where we continuously test them. It could be like either the automated testing or various other forms of testing, manual and different other ways of testing. But every sprint, every iteration, every PA, the teams continuously test, which helps in the improvement of the qualities. Any questions so far?
I don't see any in the chat. Does anyone have any questions?
Okay, the last, yeah. This is the Safe 6.0 framework. If you could see, product owner, agile teams, that is the lower row, the bottom row, Scrum Master or team coach, they help in the process at the team level. They collaborate with the product owner and the agile teams, wherein they work on, either they follow the Scrum or Kanban, and then they deliver the result. At the next level, program level, it is the RTE, product management, and the system architect. So this is how these Scrum teams and the Agile release train, they work in a coordinated manner. Next level of the Agile release train is the solution train, which is nothing but multiple R's work together to deliver a solution train flow. You can consider this like a portfolio, yeah. Art is like a program, whereas solution train something like a portfolio. So then comes the larger enterprise, where the epic owners, enterprise architects are available. This is the Safe 6.0 framework. Moving on to the last part. So the resources, you can see all of them in the scaledagile.com. Different case studies, everything is available there. Also, you can find the information about different ceremonies, and then how are the backlog created, what is an epic feature, all those terminologies you can learn from there. And then in the market, there are multiple tools for implementing the SAFe framework like Jira, Align, Plan, View, Rally. You can even scale up using simply Jira and Confluence also. In my current organization, we use Jira for tracking the stories, features, and epics. And then Plan View, we have it at the top level to see the roadmap, how different arts help in delivering our roadmap. So that view we get from the Plan View.
Okay.
So coming back to the question on the chat, any experience or lessons learned from virtual PA planning post-COVID? I would say this has made virtual PA planning. Now, obviously, most of the organizations are following the hybrid PA planning. People who are able to join in person, they come there. Certain teams who are far away from my current location, they join virtually. So that has made much easier than pre-COVID era, the hybrid way of planning. One thing that could have, like, but obviously when we were in the physical PA planning sessions, face-to-face interactions were more available. That was very helpful. But other than that, I don't see much differences. We use the WebEx and then the breakout rooms, same way. How do we do in a physical in-person PA planning? We use the tools for the virtual PA planning. So I find them less than effective. I'm curious to know, like, what differences were you seeing? Like, who asked the question? I'm not. Yeah, Lori, I think. Would you like to share, like, what is the difference? Yeah,
Well,
please go ahead.
my company just started safe practices
Okay.
in the past year, so it's all been virtual. We've never actually done a full in-person one, but
Okay, that might be
it
the
could
reason.
just be struggles between, yeah, maybe it's if you used to do in person and then everybody's used to it, then virtual is not such a big deal. But trying to do it while you're transitioning and everybody's learning and it's virtual, it seems challenging to me. So I was just looking for any tips.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. Yeah, in person, we used to have all the sticky notes on the wall. Then for the dependencies, we do the threads. But I find that much easier now. We directly go ahead and then put the notes on the Jira board, and then dependencies we can create it easily using the. There are some plugins in Jira wherein we can link the stories within our PG or within our product group or external product groups using those plugins. Yeah, but yeah, while two things at the same time, like transitioning into scaled agile and transitioning into the first PA planning, both doing on the same time virtually, that could be quite challenging. And
Nidhya, would you mind making a note in LinkedIn and give me the plugins that y'all use? I'm sure that
yeah,
other
for
people might
sure,
be interested.
I can. Yeah,
They might
I
not
will.
use exactly the same ones, but knowing what they are is a good thing because there's so many out there to choose from.
Yeah, I can.
Thank you. I'll be glad to share that whenever we put your
Sure.
presentation on our site.
Thanks.
What
Yeah.
other questions do we have? Oh, I'm sorry. Is there any other questions?
I don't see any other questions on the chat.
I just had a quick question. Just getting familiar with Agile, and I've heard like the term product owner, and I was just wondering what is the difference between like a product owner and a business analyst? Because I've heard like there's overlap or that they could be replacements for each other.
No.
So
you want to answer that, Nidhya?
From my experience, like I would say business analyst or business system analyst are more towards like at least in my experience where I have, they create the user stories. They are more close to the actual implementation. So whereas the product owners are more towards the refinement and then prioritization, they are working close towards the end users and know like what is the priority. They work with the product manager and know and align on the product vision and roadmap. So they provide the product vision and roadmap to the team members, where BAs are also part of the team, and they work in translating those vision into the user stories. Maybe yeah, you can share how you see that.
I think you did a fine job. Let's see, Amal, you have your hand raised. Is that to answer this question or is that to ask another question?
Well, first of all, I would like to ask that hopefully we will receive the record of this session.
It will be posted, yes.
Okay, perfect. It was such a good question. What is different between a product owner and a BA? Today, perhaps I was not lucky enough. Also, I couldn't follow your session that you had during the noon. Like,
Yes.
from the RESI perspective, can you answer this question? Like, who is a product owner and who is a BA using the RESI metrics?
Well, I could, but I don't want to bring that in because then I'd have to explain the RACI to everyone, and that's not what we're talking about here. But Stephen, I'll give you a brief explanation from my perspective. The business analyst is responsible for identifying what the current state is, what the future state needs to be with the approval of the sponsors and the product owner and the business, as well as with the developers and the people that will do implementation, and then walking through getting them from current state to future state. However, that future state may be a product, and that is owned by the product owner. And the product owner is the one who says, we need to implement it in this way. We want to work on this feature first. We want to market it in this way. We want to present it on the website in this way. And they are the ones that prioritize how the work is done in what order. So they own the product, but the business analyst helps walk through and get the product built the way it needs to be. Yes, Robert.
Like one, Nidhya, so sorry if I got that wrong, said at the beginning, and that is that the product owner and even the scrum master, you basically have to be a kind of a business analyst to do those jobs. So there's a lot of overlap there. A BA can do certain kinds of analysis. They should be involved in the whole life cycle. They concentrate on requirements engineering. The product owner is the person who prioritizes what should be done and why and in what order based on the needs of the business. The Scrum Master ensures that the engagement processes are followed. But there's a huge amount of BA stuff. All the stuff that's in the BABOK, it's all BA stuff. And developers should be able to do some of that. Everybody really can and should.
Stephen, what it comes down to is product owners get to make decisions, and they are the one neck to choke for the product in many, many ways. Business analysts typically don't make decisions. We are able to show you where something's going to explode, though, if you don't make changes. Nidhya, thank you so much. This has been fascinating, and I'm so glad that we got this recorded because you brought us so much good data that walking through it again after we have a chance to digest it is a really good thing. So we're going to have this recorded and put on our YouTube site, and I really look forward to next week when we do lightning talks. I would really appreciate it if 2 or 3 of you would step forward to volunteer for lightning talks for next week. If it's a talk about something about Agile, that would be fantastic. If you want to talk about something that's somewhat adjacent, that would be fine too. But what we want to do is give you the opportunity to do just a little bit of public speaking. And then we'll have a session for questions and conversation after, and then go to the next lightning talk. So wonderful. Nidhya, again, thank you so much. We learned more about SAFe, and we will see y'all next week. Bye, guys.
Thanks.
Thank you.